Welcome to the beautiful island of Madeira. We're here for round 6 of the European Rally Championship, and what a great place it is for a rally race. Just look at the scenes. The people here in Madeira really love their rallying. This is one of the oldest and most traditional races on the tour, and it's going to be so exciting to see how everything goes here this weekend in Madeira. You can see all the locals really getting into it as well, and they really do know how to have a good time here on this little island. And by the looks of that, they know how to scare people quite well as well. So that's it for the sightseeing for the moment. We're going to be on with the racing. This is Luca Rossetti with the Abarth Grand Punto. And this is his shakedown laps here. He's had 2 victories so far this year, in both in Bulgaria and Croatia, and 2 second places as well, for enough to be the leader in the championship.
Luca, you enter this race as the leader in the European Championship. How does it feel?
But I hope to do a good race and come back in Italy with more points to score a lot of points. And first of all, and if it will be a good race for me, it will be a good race for me for sure.
Well, one of the drivers trying to keep Luca Rossetti from his win here in Madeira is Bruno Magalhães from Portugal.
Bruno, you had the fastest time on the shakedown, so that must be confident for you.
Yeah, I'm confident. The car is working very well. The setup looks good. So in this moment, we're gonna try to win and make a good result here. Try to push since the first meter.
Another driver from Poland, that's Maciej Oleskovic, trying to do well this weekend here in Madeira.
We are now just before the start of the race. How are you feeling?
It's very, very nice. The weather is beautiful. The stages are, and all the island is really nice. So we feel good.
It really is a beautiful place to race. This is Antonin Tluzak, currently 4th in the championship with the little Skoda. This is Luca Betti, currently 3rd. Followed by Miguel Nunes in the very, very fast Group M car. And that's Ricardo Moira, again in another fast Group M car. Simon Rutter currently 5th in the championship with the Peugeot. And that's it for the shakedown laps. We go back to the podium to have a word with the event organizer, Jose Paulo Fontes.
Mr. Fontes, we are here on the podium just before the start of the race. Your race is one of the most important in the ARC. Explain us a bit about your race.
Yes, one the more important, one the oldest rallies, the oldest events in the European Championship. And this year, you do everything to do our best for the prestige of sport automobile in Portugal, in Madeira too. It's a festival in Madeira to see the rally, and you must do our best to give to all the people a good rally.
Well, it's so nice to hear the organisers really getting behind rallying in their own home country, and obviously on their home island as well. So this is a super special stage for the public on the streets of Funchal on the Thursday evening. And this is Simon Rutter from Poland, who finished 8th on this super special stage. Local boy Vitasar from here in Madeira doing very well indeed. He was 7th. And has only once finished in the top 3, Vita, and that was a win. Sliding around the corner, much to the delight of the crowd. That's Manuel de Micheli. He had the 6th quickest time. Antonin Tluzak with the little Skoda as well, sliding it round the streets here in Funchal, much to the delight of the crowd. That's why they have super special stages. Everybody loves them. This is the Ricardo Moira in the very, very quick Group N Evo 9 Mitsubishi, starting off his race here in Madeira. That's Maciej Oleskovic getting ready to go. And away he goes round the streets of Madeira. That very, very swoopy looking Ford Fiesta. And he ended up finishing 3rd on the super special stage. This is Bruno Magalhães, and Bruno comes from Portugal. And again, another very quick car going to be challenging for the lead all throughout this weekend here in Madeira, much to the delight of the crowd. You can see everybody giving these guys a standing ovation. This is the way to start a rally. Well, leader in the championship, #1 on the side of the Punto, that's Luca Rossetti. And Luca took off on this super special stage and ended up fastest time around the very, very tight, twisty circuit in Funchal. Well, the sun has come up to greet everybody once again on Friday morning. It's day 2, or the first day proper of the Rally of Madeira. As we show you a few more sights of this absolutely beautiful island, and the racers really love coming to race round this island, and all the crowds come out in force every single time as well. You can see they're very, very enthusiastic. At least I think that's enthusiasm, I'm not entirely sure. Well, one man that woke up on the right side of the bed this morning, Bruno Magalhães, fastest time on the Campeão de Golf and the Chão de Lagar, the first stages of the morning. However, the difference really is only a fraction, but 9 seconds in the lead at the moment to the championship leader, or over the championship leader. That's Luca Rossetti. You can see Bruno Magalhães doing a great job round here on the roads in Madeira. Well, you can see Rossetti on the right-hand side of your screen there. He was fast on SS2, but unfortunately he lost 9 seconds, and that's a lot to lose in this kind of very, very intense competition. Well, this is the local hero, Vitor Sá. Not a good start on SS2, but had the second time on SS3, which results for him in a 3rd place overall. This is number 11, Antonio Nunes, the fastest Group N car after the 2 stages on Friday morning, and he's 4th overall, which is a great result for him, as the Group N cars aren't nearly as quick as the Super 2000s. This is one of those Super 2000s of Luca Betti, number 5, but unfortunately for him, the setup was completely wrong, resulting in a 1-minute gap after the first 2 stages of Friday. And, well, 7-second gap in the lead, or 9-second gap in the lead, I should say, is pretty big, but a 1 minute, he's got a lot of work to do. Well, we just saw Majic Olaskovic going through their 5th overall. This is the Ricardo Moira, the 2nd in Group N, but 1 minute and 13 seconds down. Coming around here in the Peugeot, Manuel de Micheli, 1 minute and 20 seconds down. Very, very small gaps between all these guys at the front. And that's number 15, that's another Magalhães, that's João, who's 1 minute and 21 seconds off the lead at the moment. Well, that's Tuzak with that very, very rapid little Skoda. Unfortunately for him, he's only 10th overall at the moment, over 1.5 minutes down on the rest of the field. Simon Rutter spins out on one of the corners, much to the cheers and delight of the crowd as well. You can hear them all in the background, really loving this race here in Madeira. Unfortunately, that's going to cost him dear. Even a second puts you a bit further back. So Miguel Nunes, we're on board with him at the moment. Look at all the flowers as well. Very, very typical of what Madeira is like. Beautiful, picturesque place, but unfortunately for him, he really wasn't enjoying his time here in Madeira. He got a time penalty of 1 minute and 30 seconds and is nowhere up near the leaders.
The stage of yesterday should have been a warm-up, but you got a penalty. Tell us what happened.
Yes, yesterday when we do the super special, we forget to put this sweatshirt homologated by FIA.
Well, he wasn't anywhere close to the leaders. Magalhães in 1st spot at the moment. Luca Rossetti only 9 seconds behind him. Vitor Sá for the local boys in 3rd. Well, time for more special stages. The spectators really loving their rally in here in Madeira. And through the flowers this time, it is Luca Rossetti not loving life so far. Unfortunately for him, he got a puncture. You look at the front left tyre, you can clearly see it's not there. And you can also hear the scraping as well. So unfortunately for him, he lost a lot of time. 1 minute and 35 seconds due to that puncture. It did make a bit of a mess of the car as well.
We had a puncture. We had a problem with the front right suspension, so for this reason the car was not so precise that I like, and in the left corner the front closed too much, and I hit something, a little stone or something like that I had in the pace note, so with the slow puncture we lost 1 minute and a half or something more.
So now it looks like the maximum for you is 2nd place.
I don't know in this moment. We will see this afternoon, because also Vitor Sá is going fast. So I don't know. Now I'm 3rd and I lost 1 minute 40 seconds, and it's okay.
Well, unfortunately for Luca, that's a lot to lose. And Bruno Magalhães coming over and consoling his fellow competitor. It's really unfortunate when that kind of thing does happen. This is Vitor Sá doing very, very well indeed. He's now 2nd overall after a total of 5 stages.
Victor, after the first 4 stages, you are in second place in your home event. Are you happy with the results so far?
Yes, I'm happy, but it's because Luca Rossetti have a problem with the tires, and if you don't have that problem, our place is starts. But our team are happy with this result at the moment.
Well, second place. It's just unfortunate that it was a result of Luca Rossetti's puncture, but there we go. Anyway, Bruno Magalhães on board with him. He's now first overall. He was second on SS4 and first on SS5, so doing very well indeed. Look at the concentration on that face, absolutely flying around this island of Madeira and doing very, very well indeed. And previous to this weekend, he's been second twice, once in 2009 and once in 2007 as well, and looking to improve on that with a win here.
Bruno, this morning it started with a big fight between you and Rossetti.
Yes, big fight since the first meter of the Super Special yesterday. We tried to push a lot, and you were fighting with him, but unfortunately he had a puncture. It's a pity for the people who are seeing the rally. The battle was very, very hard, but okay, I have to keep focused in my job and try to go fast.
Well, going fast is the name of the game, but unfortunately somebody that's not doing so well. This is Luca Betti. Had a few problems over the weekend so far here in Madeira. We're going to catch up with him right now and find out just why.
Now we have 4 stages done. How is it going for you?
We are improving. Step by step, we improve the setup into the stages, and now I'm quite good with the feeling of the car. Not 100%, but the direction is right.
Well, somebody's having a very good day indeed. That's Antonio Nunes in the number 11. He's the leader in Group N, over 13 seconds in front of the second place driver. Excellent result for him. Back on board with Maciej Oliskovic, and he's 6th overall, but losing about 20 seconds per stage, unfortunately.
Yesterday was a bit of a warm-up, but this morning it really started with 2 difficult stages.
Yes, it started with 2 difficult stages, and on the first loop we started quite slowly, and on this loop we accelerate really a lot, but it's finished that we go out a little bit and have to reverse. Fortunately the car is okay, just we lose probably a lot of time, 10 or even more seconds on the last stage of second loop.
But now Rossetti had the puncture, so you can do a good job in the championship.
Yes, we will push. I hope we will stay on the road, and the rally is still long.
Very, very long indeed. This is Ricardo Moura, who was very fast this morning but lost 43 seconds on SS5 as well. We're on board with him as well. Very unusual not to see flowers out the window, to be honest with you. The Mitsubishi Lancer set up very well here this weekend for Madeira. And you can hear not only the engine of the car, but obviously the co-driver telling him where to go as well. We're going to catch up with Moura right now.
How's it going for you after 4 stages?
It's going okay. We still have some problems because we have a lot of understeering and we are destroying too much the tires, and trying to find a setup that can make us go faster without being so aggressive with the tires. But it's difficult. Still we need to be focused in our Portuguese Championship hopes. So.
Well, this is the result after SS5. Magalhães out there in front, Vitasar second, and Luca Rossetti still fighting in 3rd place. That's it for the first half. We'll see you again in part 2. Welcome back to wonderful, wonderful Madeira. Just such a great place to hold a rally. All the drivers and spectators loving being here on this island throughout this weekend. It's such a nice setting. It's a nice place to be for a holiday, let alone a rally. But if you're a motorsport fan, getting to do both at the same time really, really is so cool. And the fans have turned out in their thousands. But for the moment, it is back to the racing action. This is Ricardo Moura. He's 3rd in Group N after 8 stages, 40 seconds behind the leader. That's in Group N, not of the whole rally. He's a little bit further back than that. This is Miguel Núñez, and despite his penalty, he's already 6th overall and 2nd in Group N. Really, really moving up the order. He's 26 seconds behind his brother, that's Antonio. And, well, if it hadn't been for that penalty, he probably would have been around about 3rd or 4th in the overall rally at the moment. So excellent effort for him, and he must be kicking himself for forgetting to put his fireproof underwear on earlier in the weekend. This is his brother. I just mentioned him earlier. This is Antonio, who's leading his class and doing very well out there on the race. You can still see the crowds jumping up and down at everything. This is Luca Rossetti, who's 3rd on the track at the moment, but that unfortunate puncture really did cost him dear earlier on in the rally. Local hero Vito Sá doing very, very well again. SS7 and 8, he was the quickest, only 22 seconds behind the leader, which is this man, Bruno Magalhães, doing great as well. So Miguel Núñez and his brother Antonio have their own personal battle here in Madeira.
Today you were by far the fastest Group N, but you're still in 2nd position, just behind your brother. So you will have to keep on pushing tomorrow to catch him.
Yes, he's very fast, but today we gained much time, and I think it's possible tomorrow to catch him. We will try do it, but we doesn't know if it's possible.
Well, that's the thoughts of Miguel Núñez. Antonio Núñez, his brother, we're going to hear from him right now on his thoughts of their own kind of rally within a rally.
It was a good day. We had only a small problem on the 3rd stage. We had a turbo hose that was loose, and we had no turbo pressure. We lost about 30 seconds, but everything's okay now, and we are in a good rhythm.
Well, a good rhythm is one thing that you hear rally drivers talk an awful lot about. It's very, very important indeed. This is Luca Betti. He's 4th overall, but already 2 minutes 20 seconds off the pace of the front runners. Luca Rossetti as well, doing very, very well, even despite that puncture. I mean, if he hadn't have had that puncture, it may have even robbed him of the chance of winning this race.
Luca, you're in 3rd place after the first day. Are you happy with it?
No, I'm happy for the European Championship, but I'm not happy for the race because after the puncture we lost the rhythm. We think only about the championship, and we were not so fast. But anyway, today we start well, and after in the 4th stage of the day we had a puncture, and that's all.
Well, not so good for him, but great for Vito Sá, who's in 2nd place at the moment, trying to do what he did in 2004, which was win the event. But the leader is Bruno Magalhães, on his way to really a perfect rally, doing absolutely fantastically well here in Madeira. He's hardly put a foot wrong all day.
Bruno, that was a close to perfect first day for you in Madeira.
Almost perfect. You push since the 1st meter. The car in the beginning was not so good. Now for the last loop we made a very important change in the rear. The car now is very easy to drive, and in the morning was not so easy. So in this moment the gap is good for the 2nd guy.
Well, at the end of day 1 here in Madeira, Bruno Magalhães with quite a substantial lead over Vito Sá. Luca Rossetti, unusually for him, in 3rd. Well, Saturday dawns here in Madeira, another day of rallying, the final day. We're going to crown the champion. One man who won't be doing that is Maciej Oleskovic. Unfortunately for him, he had alternator problems and he's out.
On the 1st stage today, the alternator belt broke, so we have no more voltage in the car. We thought that maybe we can came to the service, but before the start to the 3rd stage, the car stops completely.
Well, what a great shame for him. It's so sad to see someone come all that way to race, and then unfortunately they have to pull out before the end of the event. You can see the spectators mapping their route and where they want to watch from. They're hanging off every single available building they can possibly find. One man doing not too bad at all at the moment is Luca Betti in 4th place, but at the moment he's really got to watch out for the Group N cars. Both the Núñez brothers, Antonio is right behind him, as close as 2 seconds off the back of Betti's car. And Miguel Núñez, his brother, now only 5 or 6 seconds behind the fastest times of the stage, bringing him back up to 5th spot. He must be ruing forgetting to put his underwear on at the start of the event. This is Ricardo Mora, who's lost contact with the Núñez brothers in Group N. He's 8th overall, but already 1.5 minutes behind the leader in Group N. This certainly does look like a fun place to drive around, to be honest with you. You can clearly see on the onboard shot there. Nice and sunny, and today's stages as well, a bit of a mix, some in the mountains, some down below, and obviously the ones that are closer to sea level much easier because they're dry. The ones in the clouds occasionally can get that little bit wet. So Bruno Magalhães sets off on SS 14 and 15, and he really is in control of this race now, keeping a very nice pace, always in the top 3 for every stage. And he's not setting the fastest times anymore, just really pacing himself and going for the win. He knows he's got enough of a lead, and he wants to keep it that way for later. We'll hear from him right now.
This morning was not so easy because of the weather. Changed a little bit. In some parts you had little rain and very slippery parts, but for the moment I'm driving very careful.
Well, very careful indeed. That you can't ever be described with rallying. This is Vitor Sá, the local guy with the windscreen wipers going. You don't normally see that in Madeira too much, but he's going very, very fast indeed. Always first or second on every stage. And the man trying to catch both of them is Luca Rossetti. After that puncture earlier on in the weekend, that really has put him back. It's hard to think that it would knock his confidence as it had, or knock his rhythm as it had, I should say. But unfortunately for him, he's in 3rd place and still looking to move up.
It was very difficult because it was rain, humid, wet, the tarmac, and in some part there was also fog. And okay, just when it's so difficult, just drive through the stage to avoid a mistake, the problem, and that's all.
Well, the lead, as it always has been, Bruno Magalhães, Vitor Sá 2nd, Luca Rossetti 3rd, and the Núñez brothers 4th and 5th. Okay, it's time to wrap it up here in Madeira on the final stages. So we're going to count you down from 8 to 1. This is Pedro Perez finishing 8th overall and 4th in Group N. This is Ricardo Mora, 7th overall, and he was 3rd in that Group N battle. This is Luca Betti with the Peugeot, finishing 6th overall with the Super 2000. But the man who finished at the top of the pile in Group N, that's Miguel Núñez. Great effort from him after all the problems he had earlier on in the weekend.
Very happy we could have a good performance, and the car is every stage is okay, and we are all very, very happy.
Well, he did very well considering the incident earlier on in the weekend. Great result for the Núñez boys. This is the man who won the championship last year, Luca Rossetti, finishing 3rd.
We scored the maximum points for the European Championship, so we are happy for this because it's good. I'm not happy from yesterday because, okay, we had a puncture and we lost a lot of time, but this is rally, and it's going this way.
Well, Luca explaining that he's got maximum championship points because he's the only one registered for the championship. The 2 men in front of him, this man here, Vitor Sá, finishing 2nd, and Magalhães in the lead, weren't registered, so they don't get championship points for this, but they still get podium positions, most importantly, and Vitor Sá, at his home race here in Madeira, gets that 2nd spot, and all the accolades of the crowd. Everyone's been here all weekend cheering him on. There you go. Gets to spray all of his fellow countrymen with champagne. So it is Bruno Magalhães who took the win here in Madeira. A great effort from him all weekend, flying through those flower-lined roads one more time, and he's been nothing but good all the time here on the island. Started out in front with the super special stage on Thursday night and has never been headed for the rest of the weekend. Run an absolutely perfect race, and he gets the podium and the plaudits from everybody in the crowd. Made that long journey from Portugal worthwhile. Here's Bruno.
It's like a dream come true. because I was almost winning these rallies many times. And I said to me, one day I go to Madeira and I will win this rally. It's my favorite rally. And the team made a fantastic job. The car works very, very well. Today was very hard to get the full concentration, but we are here and very pleased with our result.
Well, what a great weekend in a great setting. Bruno Magalhães really put an exclamation point on the whole of it. Comes off of that victor's podium here in Madeira, and a very, very happy man indeed from Portugal. Confirmation of that, he was first, Vitasar second, Luca Rossetti third, and again, the Nunes boys, fourth and fifth. So that wraps it up for the Rally of Madeira, round 6 of the European Rally Championship. On top of the podium is Bruno Magalhães, but still in the points lead in the championship. He was third this weekend, that's Luca Rossetti. We'll see you again next time.